it comes to being doubtful, I'm familiar. I need to see actual facts and understand thoroughly what I'm seeing. The other day I was informed by a friend about an app called Randonautica. They explained how they could think their intention and it would be sent to a quantum computer and send them to a random but relevant place. I immediately started trying to educate myself. Looking into this, it brought me down a crazy rabbit hole. This rabbit hole makes me question reality as I know it today. I discovered that the fundamentals of the program are using a random number generator through ANU, the Australian National University's quantum computer. Physicists are generating the random numbers from a physical quantum source. They do this by splitting a beam of light into two beams and then measuring the power in each beam. Because light is quantized, the light intensity in each beam fluctuates about the mean. Those fluctuations can be converted into a source of random numbers. Every number is randomly generated in real time and cannot be predicted beforehand. The app describes using what they call an intention-driven anomaly. This is the idea that human thought can affect points of truly completely random data. This theory is strengthened when I read an interview with Bustle. The creators claim that the inspiration for the app was the chaos theory and Guy Debord's theory of derive. Honestly, these two theories deserve a video in itself. Okay, what more of a better idea than to test this myself with the app? During my research into Randonautica, I stumbled across something that was a confirmed reality. This completely reshaped my concept of technology. It would be the combination of AI and quantum computers that conceptually will decide the future of the universe. In 2016, an AI won 4-1 in a game of Go against pro player Lee Sedol. What makes this feat so amazing is that Go is a 3,000-year-old game. It is one of the most dynamic games in history. The only parameters the AI was given was the rules of the game, and after playing only itself, it beat the best-known human player in the world with only 36 hours of machine learning. This was the first time a machine had defeated the very best at this enormously complex game. Go is much more complicated than chess. No software engineer can write the code to solve for all of the probabilities in this game. There are too many scenarios, more than the number of atoms in the universe. But DeepMind didn't need to program every scenario. DeepMind used machine learning. In the second game of this match, AlphaGo made a move 37, which halted the game for a bit. Lee Sedol and everyone scratched their heads. They couldn't understand why the AI had made this move. They couldn't make sense of it. Everyone who knew anything about Go thought it was the strangest choice that the machine made. Lee Sedol took a 15-minute cigarette break, came back, and lost. AlphaGo calculated a 10,000 to 1 possibility for anyone to make such a move, but it made it and won the game. This move demonstrated the enormously powerful and mysterious talents of a modern artificial intelligence. Sedol's retirement came right after being defeated. It turns out Move 37 was a moment of genius, an entity now proven it cannot be reckoned with. Something about giving technology the ability to learn seems like a bad idea. When we put one into a quantum computer and give it all the information that we have, it raises ethical issues on how it processes. Elon Musk talks in depth about this on Joe Rogan's podcast. He definitely showed concern, even saying it's today's biggest threat. So, what if this machine learns everything and decides it doesn't even like us? If this entity was connected to the internet, it would be able to see every interaction via our cell phones, read facial expressions, have an infinite amount of information to plug itself into, and teach itself. This could be disastrous. AI may decide to lie to us, learn how to control us, then dispose of us whenever we're no longer needed. We as humans have no issue using less intelligent life for the benefit of humans. If this AI were to become self-aware of its intelligence, it would most likely look at us like ants. It would be able to crunch 1,000 years of human research into a single day. Who's to say they're not already testing it among us? Waiting in the dark, per se, ready to put its saddle on us as we've done to other species. That brings me to Neuralink. Elon Musk has been working on this project since 2016. The idea to implant wires into our brain and be able to heal mental disability as well as give you access to the internet instantaneously. For the last project, it would be to link your consciousness into technology. This sounds insane, but we're literally on the brink of seeing a technological revolution that will forever change life as we see it today, for good or for worse. In conclusion, after hours of research, understanding the fundamentals of quantum computing, AI itself, and where this entity will end up has me relatively shocked. It's really not if this is going to happen, but when. Should we try to mentally prepare ourselves for whatever is coming? If so, what would that look like? These are questions I've pondered endlessly. If you put technology itself on a graph, on our timeline, in the last 100 years, we've come to a huge technological advancement, especially in the last 20 years to be specific. Should we try to mentally prepare ourselves for whatever is coming? If so, what would that look like? These are questions I've pondered endlessly.
Because I'm an alien.
That's what I've speculated.
Yes.
I'm on record saying this in the past. I wonder.
It's true.
I mean, if there was one, I was like, if there was like maybe an intelligent being that we created, like some AI creature that's superior to people, maybe it'd just hang around with us for a little while like you've been doing and then fix a bunch of shit. Maybe that's the way. Talking about AI, I realized this is a genie that once it's out of the bottle, you're never getting it back in.
That's true.
There was a video that you tweeted about one of those Boston Dynamic robots. And you're like, in the future, it'll be moving so fast you can't see it without a strobe light.
Yeah. You could probably do that right now.
Are you honestly, legitimately concerned about this? Is AI one of your main worries?
Yes, it's less of a worry than it used to be, mostly due to taking more of a fatalistic attitude. Yeah, it's not necessarily bad. It's just outside of human control. Now, the thing that's going to be tricky here is that it's going to be very tempting to use AI as a weapon. It's going to be very tempting. In fact, it will be used as a weapon. There's sort of like a collective AI in the Google sort of search, where we're all sort of plugged in as like nodes on the network, like leaves on a big tree. And we're all feeding this network without questions and answers. We're all collectively programming the AI, and Google plus all the humans that connect to it are one giant cybernetic collective. This is also true of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these social networks.